Dragon Wings is an improvised story. If you're a new listener, make sure to go back to episode 1.
Dragon Wing!
The last things that you heard were, as you awoke, from nearby the sound of a caravan trundling, drawn by a horse. You can hear it clip-clopping, and you heard something like, "Gosh, damn it!" and then the sound of something being hit by something else, and then the same voice saying, sorry, my goodness, Keeper of the Eternal Sun, condemn my soul unto the darkness for my transgression.
Fuck's sake!
Is it those... Oh, no.
Oh, blimey.
Blast. Tarnation.
Dag nagget!
Dagnammit.
What was the city called? Silver Salt? No.
Elversalt.
Elder Salts, yep.
Elversalt. Can we peep our heads around the door? Do we recognise any, can we see this caravan approaching?
Yeah, you're kind of, outside, quote marks, you're still within this enormous cavern, but the pallets were outside of this home.
Yeah.
They were just kind of free use. And you look around the corner and you see the back end of a caravan. You don't see the people riding it. And it's trundling off to the west.
How have they got down here?
What would they do? Yeah, how did they get here?
Down that fucking hole?
You don't know. But they're heading towards the waterfall.
Oh, are they now?
Hang on a sec.
So, when we left there, right, we just left them basically in the midst of a religious civil war, and we fucked off.
A schism.
Yeah.
An awakening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A revelation, if you
We
will.
do leave a trail of destruction in our
I
wake,
would like
don't
to.
we?
I would like to collar a deep gnome.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's one scurrying about.
Loads of them.
Deep gnome.
Hello.
Hail.
They love being referred to as Deep Gnome, by the way.
You, deep gnome. What's your name?
A young child Deep Gnome is the nearest, if that's the one that you're going for.
I'd like adult.
An adult? Okay, you
What
say...
was the child called, though?
Where's your father? And
Where's your man?
behind him, a slightly taller Deep Gnome trundles up with a long grey beard, though he's youngish. And he says,
Hello, pleased to meet you.
What's your name?
My name's Blub Blub.
Blub Blub.
Yep.
You're not even making an effort with these names anymore.
it's short for another name.
Which is?
Which is Blubemblus Tulala.
I think Blub Blub's fine.
But call me Blub Blub.
I don't suppose you know where that lot came from. And Osgarian points towards the caravan. With
Sure, yeah, they came through the Warrens.
What's the Warrens?
And he points off to the east, which leads off into the gloom of past the cavern that you just cannot see.
What are the Warrens, though? Blub Blub.
Well, the entrance. The entrance to here, anyway.
No, it leads up to the surface.
Oh, yes. For some way, miles long, the Warrens.
Dangerous, are they?
Incredibly dangerous. Such fearsome beasts you wouldn't believe.
And he seems pretty jovial about that.
Have you ever been in the Warrens?
No.
Okay.
Hibu takes flight off Cassius's shoulder and just... And the eyes glaze back in Cassius, and he just takes... looks through Hibu's eyes while in the air.
Yeah.
And as it heads towards the caravan, what can he see?
As it heads towards the caravan, so you're kind of swooping around kind of thing. Is this
right.
surreptitiously or obviously?
I would say obviously.
Yeah, just kind of soars around at a distance. Soaring around on the front of the caravan, you can see two figures riding it. They are both they certainly look like they belong to the Sun Guard of Elversalt. They are armoured. They absolutely have the mark on their foreheads, and they also have the sun of a Manator emblazoned on their chest plates.
Okay.
It's a man and a woman.
From what I can see, do we recognise them? Have we met them before?
You don't think you recognise them. You could do a intelligence check
Sure.
on that.
They see me rolling. It's really bad. Investigation.
In straight intelligence.
Straight intelligence. It's 5.
5.
Clever guy.
You do not recognise them.
Sure.
What was the greeting? Can any of us remember the greeting?
It's eternal. Oh. Keeper of the eternal sun. Oh no, that was what you said. If you
Done a
said, "Come!" Yay! Already gone. That's next long rest in 43 episodes' time.
Nice.
You certainly heard them, going back to my notes to a couple of sessions ago, you certainly heard them saying sun's blessings, things like that, things to do with the light.
It was a bit Handmaid's Tale, wasn't it?
It was a little bit
It was a
Handmaid's
little
Tale,
bit
yeah.
yeah.
They didn't like things like swearing, eating meat.
Oh yeah. 2 of my favourite things.
Right. IRL.
As a retired vegetarian.
Yeah.
Still, yeah. So we don't. Well, obviously we haven't heard what you've said about them, but we all know that we've heard them.
Cassius comes out of the glaze that he was under and just says, "There's 2 of the Sun Guard, a man and a woman. I don't think I've seen them before."
Right.
And Hibu just keeps circling the caravan.
Yeah.
I say, Cassius looks at the others and say, "They're heading for the waterfall, but we should try and cut them off."
I sort of turned to the deep gnome and I'm like, did you hear like what they did? The deep gnome like hear what they said, or the people that come past?
He turns to you and goes, "Oh, hello!" Talking to you for the first time.
Like those guys that came past, I think they're called the Sun Guard. You've not seen any of them here before, have you?
Oh, I wouldn't know about that.
Good stuff. Is it telling the truth?
Insight check. While you're peering at him, he says,
Oh, we get all kinds coming down here.
Love to roll the dice. It is 15.
15? You think he's pretty on the level.
Fine.
Pretty simple little guy.
Blah blah. Why do I know this is Culinaria? Why do people come here?
Oh, for a number of reasons. Usually for research in the culinary arts. We get plenty coming from the city above, of course. The temple city of the Mother Cluck.
And how is it easy to get to that city above?
Oh, to the temple city?
Yes.
No. I think you've taken the most direct route I've seen in some years.
What, through that big hole in the ceiling?
Quite.
Yeah.
Normally it's a pilgrimage of sorts.
Oh, through the bit that you've told me the name of that I can't remember.
The Warrens.
The Warrens.
Oh,
That's it.
You've kind of taken a shortcut. More power to you, though.
Yeah, thanks, babe. Cool.
Should we go and have a chat to them?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jacob starts like pulling on his armour, strapping down a pauldron or 2.
Yeah.
I give him a sort of little wave, our little mate.
Polishing,
Hello.
a tear.
Yes.
Right, yeah, off we go.
Should we catch up
Feeling
with them?
somewhat rejuvenated by that sleep. Fine, okay, off we go. So are they just literally trundling through like open ground?
Yeah, how far ahead of us are they?
So, looking out across the expanse of this cavern, and the waterfall, though absolutely colossal, like almost kind of unnatural looking in its sheer size because of this. I mean, the lava source is clearly above it. It's flowing down. It's forming these magma rivers flowing across the floor. And they're making their way, kind of ebbing through the islets that are formed between the lava flow. There are bridges here and there, and they're trundling along ahead, straight towards the waterfall.
Okay.
Can we, walking at the speed that we are, will they get to the waterfall before us, or do we need to pick up the pace to intercept them?
I mean, on the caravan, and they've already got quite a head start on you. They're going to get to the waterfall before you do. But you can try and catch up with them.
Yeah, let's break into a little jog.
Yeah.
Shame you don't have that power, you
All
can fly.
Yeah. Let's, Cassius picks up the pace and starts starts off at a jog.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, you lope along, and before long you see them reach the bottom of the waterfall. You're still some ways off, and they certainly haven't noticed you.
What are they doing at the bottom of the waterfall? Do they look like they're moving with purpose?
Why are we still calling this a waterfall?
Magma fall. Lava fall.
Magma fall.
Magma fall.
Motion pass.
Interesting quirk of Deep Gnome speech that they called us a waterfall.
What's the difference between magma and lava? So
Great question. Did I tell you I was a geography teacher?
Yeah, it feels like the geography teacher's winding up here.
Hits up, I want to know.
I think I know. He said.
is magma coming out of the earth and lava inside the earth?
Other way around.
Other way around.
Damn it.
Lava's out and about magma.
Yeah.
Lava is magma on the town.
Exactly.
Yeah. Got his walking about shoes on.
Is this bit making it in?
Oh, yeah.
Ah,
Very
brilliant.
educational.
This is the kind of gold that people will subscribe to us for.
Yeah, right.
Infotainment.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so are they moving with purpose? Does it look like they're looking for something, or are they kind of just like, fuck, what do
I
we
mean,
do
the
next?
caravan, as best as a caravan can, was trundling along with a sort of purpose direction towards the magma fall.
That's a purposeful caravan.
Purposeful caravan, yeah, I'd say you'd be reading into it a little bit much, but I mean, as you're observing them, you see that they both hop out either side of the caravan, and they begin to unhitch the horses. One of them hammers a rod into the ground, and then they tie the horses to that, and then it looks like they're beginning to make camp.
Ooh, okay.
Jacob is only too pleased, probably, to have this opportunity to finally confront these two heathens, these two servants of an impure and immoral, evil faith. And now he doesn't have to worry about sort of covering his or the party's back. He can finally tell them what he really thinks of them, which is that they are an obscene affront to the spiritual life.
These fuckers again. Come on. I think, other than the fact that they're murderous zealots, which nothing, despite being a bit of a prick, is not really into, coupled with the fact that they're like well into a god that isn't even that good, they're just really annoying. Like, why are they back here? We're fucking miles underground. How have they found us or this?
Cassius is a good guy at heart. I mean, he was part of the City Watch, so he hates seeing citizens in despair, and that's why the cultists of Elversalt, these worshippers of Amalnator, really fucked him up. Seeing innocent people get burned at the stake was actually truly terrifying, and seeing what goes on in the world outside of Baldur's Gate was really eye-opening to Cassius. If these cultists manage to get ingredients of the ninth, surely they'll use it to terrify and enslave more people. Cassius cannot stand by and watch.
Who do we see coming towards us? Two of those utter chumps from the Temple of Amalnator. They were chumps then, they're chumps now, and this is something that Osgarian can cling to in the utter chaos that they've gone through, and Osgarian's feeling pretty good. He's come a long way since they were in Elversalt, and then he realises that when they were in Elversalt, they saw people getting burned at the stake for no reason, and the swagger is kind of replaced by just a cold, bubbling anger underwritten with surprise. Why on earth are these guys here? What are they doing looking for the Cradle of the Ninth? And why on earth do they sound a little bit like the gnomes that were here already?
At the foot of the waterfall, magma fall.
How far away from are we at this point?
A couple of 100 feet.
Okay. So,
What are we going to do?
once we're within...
Just start whistling the chorus to Walking on Sunshine.
Yeah.
In the waves.
That would get him.
Once we're close enough, just shout out, good day, brother and sister. How fares your journey?
Nice.
Nice.
And you're just kind of calling out to them as you approach them openly.
Hail.
They both turn around and then they go, "Oh, hey there, brothers and sister."
Uh-huh.
Hello.
Do we recognise them now? Are we close enough to kind of see them, see if there anyone we might recognise from our time there?
You can all see them, and I would say collectively, with your collective intelligence and memory, you do not recognise them.
Fine.
You don't think you interacted with them when you were in Elversalt.
So I shout back, it's remarkable to see other surface dwellers here, so far beneath the ground. What, as I obviously am still approaching them, what brings you here?
Oh, I can hardly believe it myself, says the man. That's right, says the woman. Oh, we were just bringing the good news to Elversalt when I don't know if you heard there was some kind of, well, let's call it a catastrophe. But for the time being, we were scheduled to do the pilgrimage, so here we are.
And I sort of interject like, a catastrophe. We sort of heard word on the road.
Yeah, we were in Elversalt a couple of months ago.
What happened?
Oh, you were?
Yeah.
No, we weren't.
a great city. Oh, well, I was. It's a wonderful city full of respectful, beloved people. I had a great time there. But this was months ago, ages ago. What's happened?
The man says, well, we've only heard about it on the road, but it was the darndest thing. Some of the heathens, the common folk, they got in quite a rage about the love of a Manator. They both look completely like eye-rollingly, what? I mean, I heard that the heathens started burning us.
Oh,
My goodness.
Can you imagine?
that sounds improbable. Says nothing. Sweating.
So, you are missionaries here in this place,
Oh, well, we weren't originally going to be sent to this place, though we were redirected.
and now you're on some kind of pilgrimage to what? The spear at the top of this.
Oh,
fall?
sure. Yep, that's right.
Oh, I see.
We want to bring the light back to Elversalt.
Right.
And when you say the light, what do you mean? That sounds like a thing you're talking about.
Oh, well, you must be here for the same pilgrimage, no? They're kind of looking at you oddly.
Yes, we're also
God-fearing folk.
God-fearing folk.
Of course. And as they say that, sort of all smiles, they both sort of seem to gaze and lock eyes simultaneously on the rather obvious sign of another god etched onto Jacob's face.
Yeah. He feels a lot less uncomfortable about that now. No, he's not in that city full of maniacs. Yeah, he's fine with that.
The lady says, very colourful, gesturing to your tattoo.
When we say we're on a pilgrimage, we more mean, we're people of the world. We're interested in the world. We love to collect knowledge. Yeah, we like knowing stuff. So we're sort of more exploring as opposed to on a pilgrimage as such.
Epicureans.
Yes,
That's what we are.
absolutely. And so what's the thing you're doing? What's that about?
Oh, well, Zariel's spear has long been a holy site for us. I heard of it, but I done never seen nor touched it. And the lady sort of laughs as well along. She says, that's right. Most of us die. But those of us who make it back with a tiny little bitty piece of the spear, they are just revered, you wouldn't believe.
Cassius laughs and just, oh my god, yes, I can imagine that. I can imagine. And then he just gazes up at the huge towering magma fall. That's in front of them, and says, "Oh, I don't know how we're gonna get up there. Like, do you have any thoughts? How are you gonna approach this situation?"
Oh, well, that's all part of it, silly, says the lady. And the man says, that's right, wouldn't be much of a pilgrimage if we didn't have to work it out ourselves. I think that's why most of us die.
At this, can Cassius go up to the cliff edge by the magma fall? Is there any obvious handholds that you can climb up, or is there any etchings of sort?
You can do an investigation check. In the meanwhile, while you're approaching it and you all cast your eyes around, I'd say the two main features that you can see of the waterfall, the magma fall, is absolutely, again, it's huge magma cascading down. You can see handholds here and there. But at the bottom, there is the shell of what used to be. It looks like it was some kind of apparatus.
So Cassius being the detective that we all know he is, famously great one.
So well known that you always have to remind everyone.
Rolled an 18.
18? Yeah. Nice.
Ooh, I thought that was a long lead up to rolled a 4.
No, he's getting better.
With an 18, you can see the probable route that most pilgrims take. You can see a route going up the magma fall. You don't see any kind of secret button, switch, steps or similar. But with an 18, you inspect the apparatus at the bottom of the magma fall, and you judge it to have been at least at one time some kind of lift. In fact, you can see the faint outline of what were probably kind of like railway tracks, which were leading up the side of the magma fall on like a sheer incline. And this was probably at some point some kind of lift. It's just a kind of shell, crumbling, old bit of sort of wasted away metal now. But you think it was probably something you could board at one point and it would take you up to the top.
How tall are the falls?
At least
6 foot.
Well, at least 150 feet.
150 feet. Okay.
Possibly more.
And there's not, in terms of the mechanism at the bottom, there's not enough material to try and fashion what was once there, in terms of like a wagon or like a lift thing.
Oh, it's a broken piece of old apparatus. It's like finding the shell of a train.
Yeah.
You know, the track's on there anymore. whatever was powering it isn't there anymore. You can just see the remnants of it.
Okay.
I'm going to. Oscarin's going to take a little clipping of the golden eagle feathers and sprinkle it into his personal spice rub
Yeah.
mix, and then
You see them aerate.
yeah,
It's like Mr. Whippy.
mix up, and then a little sprinkle on a chicken wing.
Yeah. You gain all of the effects of the rub. I take it, so you're not sprinkling the demon's tongue portion on it at this point.
No. I just want to know how high I can jump with some of that.
Okay.
Is it 150 foot?
So flying chicken feather.
Go on, tell us.
So all together, what are the effects of the wings?
So we've
plus
got
1 to melee damage.
Plus 1 melee.
Double damage to undead.
Double damage.
You start
undead.
glowing with light.
Plus 1 to
Glowing.
hit, plus 1 to HP.
10 minutes of light, double damage to undead, the chance to +5 to strength and ability checks, and now some sort of jump great distance.
And also, if you're Jacob, you vomit water.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which might be quite good on a magma fall.
True.
Yeah, we did that.
And you can make like a rock
Over my
face.
hand.
Yeah.
Make a
Myself,
Scythian
okay.
rock face.
You, Oscarin, are now, for the next 10 minutes, able to jump 30 feet from standing,
Okay.
50 feet from running.
Okay.
And
So
it's-
that'd be 100 foot if we double down with some of the
Yeah.
liver juice.
What if you're already quite good at jumping? Does it confer any extra?
It's exactly this, so it doesn't add on.
Because I am good at jumping.
Cassius just sends Hibu just flying up to the top of the opening.
Yeah.
And using his eyes, can he clearly see the spear? Is it at the top or is it like a... Because Hibu's got dark vision.
Yep.
Too far though, isn't it?
What? He's an
100
owl
feet.
that can just fly 60 feet at a time.
I
So
thought
he's just flown up
It's
to the
100
top.
foot range,
100
isn't it?
foot range though, isn't it?
But if he goes to the edge of the 100 foot bubble, then he's got 60 foot dark vision.
Yeah, 100 foot
true.
range.
60 foot away.
Yeah.
He can't make it to the top of the magma fall.
Why not?
As two
It's
things.
150 feet up.
No lift.
It's 150 feet tall.
Yeah. So you've only got 100 feet
yeah.
range.
Yeah, that makes total sense.
Yeah.
So
I only
nothing.
listen when Ian says it, when I say it.
That's exactly what you think.
Nothing.
the same.
You're not the DM. Are you? Stop trying to make rules.
I seem to know the rules though, which
Well,
is very
do you?
unusual.
Do you?
Stretching to near the top of the fall, I would say that Hibu can spot that there's a kind of radiance emanating from the top of the
So
fall.
this is my thinking. If I can get 50 feet up, to send Hibu up to just try and take the spear. I think we should take the spear as well, not leave it for other people to
Yeah.
Is Hibu going to be able to get like a little scratching of the spear?
maybe.
Yeah.
And then we take the spear, the whole spear.
I was thinking, instead of getting a bit of the spear, we turn the scales of the fish, the magma gill, into some sort of like paste, slather it all over nothing,
Lube me up.
lube her up because she's already fire resistant, double power up her jump, get her to jump up there, climb up the rest of the way, get the whole spear, jump back down.
All right, let's do it.
Nothing is open mouthed at this plan, but
Yeah.
at the same time, kind of into it. Sounds cool.
Nothing. You want to see something cool? And
Yeah.
Oscar jumps 50 foot straight up in the air. Imagine what you could do.
She pretends to be completely unimpressed, but is secretly like, this would be quite good. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I could do that.
Same.
I could do that. Dribbled there with excitement, clearly.
Grind
Yeah,
up.
I think she probably feels, after dying twice and fucking everyone over, it's probably the least she can do is lather herself up with some fish.
And we use Ibu as like the pathfinder
To find the best
to
route.
find the best route.
Nice, yes.
As a little just to inspire you a bit more.
Oh,
It's like, look,
lovely,
you've got
yeah.
this. Remember your training. Keep your eyes on the prize. And Cassius puts his hands on Nothing's shoulder and casts guidance on you. But also, as a little head start, he molds the earth.
Yes.
At the foot of
Nice.
the foot of the
Why not?
the cliff, and just make some little steps going up 5
Oh,
foot.
nice.
Sandcastle
Like for short people to
competition.
get on a horse.
Yeah, exactly. Just to get you up that first 5.
Why not?
Nice.
Every little helps.
Yeah.
Cool. So how are we going to make this paste? Does Jacob eat a chicken wing and vomit some water to
Yeah.
And that infected batch is only if you want it to be, right?
Yeah.
So you've got a little infected batch with the water
Yes.
thing past it.
Could almost use that as well. But
Yeah.
I digress.
It would be distracting to vomit water whilst climbing a magma fall.
Is everyone in agreement that we put the feather into the main batch?
Yeah.
So
I
while
think
this
there's no disadvantage to being able to jump high, is there?
No, it's rad.
While this is going on, just crumble a bit of feather into the main.
All right. You do that.
And using the travel pestle and
Spice
mortar.
batch. Yeah.
Yeah.
Crush it up.
You do that, it kind of aerates, it softens, it suddenly becomes almost like fine, like an incredibly fine sand.
Okay, cool. Jacob kneels down, takes the magma gill scales, and starts to do the same in the travel pestle and mortar. Pound them up
You do that, you powder it up.
with a little bit of water.
Nice
Pissed.
Paste
slurry.
forms.
Yeah, great. All right.
So how much paste have we got? Enough to cover my entire body?
Big fish. They were like
Big fish.
They were enormous fish, weren't they? They were
Well,
like,
if you put it on a wing, maybe it will just
Like Major.
flow through your body.
It's like in Bronson, where he gets his little cellmate to cover him in like goose fat while the guards come in. That's what we're doing with you.
right.
Slippery.
The bit I'm not understanding is where did the coating nothing in this?
Yeah.
This paste.
Like a crispy crumb.
What's the idea behind this? You just want to coat
But
over
making me more fire resistant.
It'll.
right.
Because they're
Yes.
fireproof scales, right?
Got
She's
you.
already
That does
resistant
make
to fire
sense,
damage.
Yeah.
She's about to climb up a magma fall.
That does make sense, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, sometimes you just want to see a lubed up tiefling. So
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
We've teamed up with the Dice Dungeon UK, and not a moment too soon. Are you struggling for some pesky last-minute stocking fillers? Well, look no further, as you can get your significant other, friend, partner, family member, any of the above, a lovely set of fancy dice. Even better, they're doing gift cards. And even better, you can get 10% off and support us by using the discount code DRAGONWINGS. Jingle bells indeed.
So at the moment you're resistant to
I am
damage.
fire resistant.
Yes.
Yes.
Fine.
Much like a sofa.
So I'd say
you would slow down the spread of it.
Yeah, but I wouldn't
You won't
completely
put it
stop
out?
it. Yeah.
that's fine. Okay, cool.
Okay.
What happens when we rub me in fish? Does it
nothing.
confer an advantage?
It doesn't seem to confer anything, but you won't know until you're actually
Fine.
testing
Fine.
it in the heat.
She so
Of the moment.
as she huffs, rubbing it on under the arms. Yeah, all over the
You look
tail.
like, you look like a cross-channel swimmer.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, right.
And Cassius helps, and he does the back of the neck, and behind the ears. People always forget those parts.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Nothing is simultaneously touched and kind of creeped out.
What are the two?
Well, when Corin was putting on sun cream, she always used to. And then he just breaks down and just goes off to one side and has a moment.
Babe.
What are the two Amanator
The making of all of this. I
doing
forgot they
while
were
we're
even
doing
here.
this?
They're looking with most. They're very interested in what's happening,
Right.
and they don't look the kind of jovial, clapping you along kind of interested. They look sort of, wait, what? Should we be looking out for something here? Eyebrows raised. The man steps forward and says, "Hey there, friend. What are you doing there?"
Just part of the pilgrimage, isn't it?
I see. Tell us more about the pilgrimage.
Well,
Praise be.
Yeah.
Praise be.
Sure.
Preparing our friend here to make the ascent to the spear.
Yes. And you there, friend, and he points to you, Jacob. It's a pilgrimage for a Maunator, am I right?
No.
It's again.
And he says, what, friend?
I reject your god and its unjust ways.
And
It seems cruel and unnecessarily so.
his hand twitches for the weapon at his side, but
and
he
Cassius
looks
says,
at all
"I
of you.
wouldn't," and then just puts a little.
He looks at all of
flame
you,
in
and
his hand.
he clearly thinks better of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he takes half a step back and he chuckles and says, well, each to their own.
Quite. And your own is obscene.
You better take that back, friend.
No.
Well, yes.
Jacob had a bad night's sleep in a tiny bed.
He's had a fucking enough.
Yeah, and it's like, look, we'll leave you to your business and you leave us to ours.
The lady steps forwards and says, now, brother UV, this isn't the time.
V.
He says, "Very well, Sister Hearth," and takes a step back, and they return to their camp. But he begins fletching, kind of like a what do you call it? Where you're whittling. He's whittling. Yeah, he's like whittling at a stick.
I still gather everyone in a bit. I'm like, if we get the spear down from the top, we're gonna have a fight to take it away in one piece.
Oh, fine.
Yeah, fine.
Fine. Have you seen Jacob? He's livid.
Do you remember when he
like
bashes people down with his shield?
I don't like
So long as we stick together, and Cassius repeats this, based on our past experiences, we always try to do different things, but let's work as a team.
Okay.
Right
okay.
on.
Yeah, nothing is starting to see the benefit of teamwork after double Deathgate.
After years of being on our own.
Yeah, after living in the sewer. Rip. Yeah, okay, fine. Right, well, I've never wanted to shy away from a fight, so just think, is there any way we could just get away without them even seeing? Like, you know what I mean? It's just, do we want another set of enemies?
I think it's going to be fairly obvious when you take a running jump 3/4 away up that waterfall.
Are the other
Go on.
are these people that have gone back to their camp? Are they
They're like the sun god.
are they focused on other things? Are they? He's just whittling away on a spear. He just seems intent on something else.
They were a little more carefree a few moments ago, but now the two of them are solely focused actually on what you guys are up to.
All right. Okay.
I think nothing should make the ascent as quickly as possible.
Nice. We okay, nice. Okay. As start climbing, and then I'm thinking I'm going to cause a little distraction with the mage hand by untying their horse and letting it run amok, and then hopefully they'll chase after it, and then we can just be alone to focus on this task.
Fine.
Nice.
Nothing does, I think, like cracks the knuckles, does a stretch, limbers up to head up the waterfall. So I'm now completely covered in fish paste.
Yeah.
Also,
I'm gonna eat the wing.
Is this breaking it? The game?
Okay.
Because Hibu, right?
Yeah.
Can deliver spells for me via touch.
Sure.
So I'm going to, for every reach that nothing needs to take, cast guidance on her via Hibu, who just lands on her shoulder.
Ooh, awesome.
Because guidance
until she gets out of range.
Yeah, until she's 100 feet up.
Yeah.
Nice.
But that's going to be pretty quickly because she's going to be able to jump 100 feet, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. If that's the way that works.
Yeah. Guidance is a touch spell. Hibu delivers touch spells.
Great.
So he can go with you for 100 feet.
Sick.
And you have to roll a d4 for every ability check.
Nice.
And I'm going to give you some bardic inspiration.
So I've
just start strumming the chords to Jump by Van Halen.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Can you sing along with it as well?
I mean, it's not a particularly complex song, is it? Consists of a word.
Okay, go for it.
We'll go for it.
I've never heard it.
Jump!
And I don't know. What would Van Halen's Jump sound like on the lute?
On a lute, yeah.
It would sound exactly like Greensleeves. And every now and again you say jump.
Yeah.
Jump. Fine.
How's the D6?
As you're limbering up and you're going through these preparations, nothing, I presume you're doing some sort of lunges or something and stretching
I am,
up.
yeah.
Toe touches.
Yeah.
Yeah, backflips.
Brother Yuvi gets up again from the camp and he takes a couple of steps forwards and he says, "Hey, you wouldn't be trying to beat us up there, would you?"
Abso-fucking-lutely.
You are being very crass. And he looks genuinely
at this point
hurt. He doesn't look like a big bruiser. He looks like he's hurt by
at this
your
point
offense.
with this interaction.
Yeah.
Cassius subtly tries to cast Mage Hand just onto the floor, and just a hand pops at his foot.
Okay.
In the grass.
Yes.
Does he notice?
Let's see. Just roll a d20 for a stealth check. Just straight your 20. What was it?
15.
15. He doesn't notice it.
Okay. And going through the long grass, the mage hand just makes its way quickly to the horse.
Okay, I'm just going to do one for Sister Hearth as well. She does notice. Fuck. And she spots the hand scuttling away, and she begins to say, hey, what's that?
Sorry, that's my hand as it unties the horse and then just
he
smacks it on the side.
It does that sometimes.
Oh, nightmare.
Okay,
Impulse control.
Yeah.
that happens, and you slap the horse, and they bolt. And she goes, well, why did you do that?
Well, you better go and get them because they're going to be running out this cavern.
You wouldn't want to go through the warrens on foot, would you?
She gives this huge, heavy sigh. They look like they've been travelling for some time as well. They look quite like sort of dirty. They're quite grubby. She gives an enormous sigh, and she looks at you with this like exasperated, and then she just begins this slow kind of trudge towards the direction that the horse is
Don't
going.
worry, a Minotaur will probably stop it at the edge, so
She
fingers
throws
crossed.
She throws it at the back of her hand in a half-hearted wave, and she disappears off towards the horse. She doesn't disappear.
What about UV?
UV is still there, arms folded, and he says, I bet you think you're pretty smart, don't you?
Are you not going to go and help her?
A Minotaur will protect her, just as I will protect the pilgrimage for a Minotaur from you, miscreants.
Nothing is sort of smirking at this because he's not very threatening, is he?
Dearie me. Nothing. Perhaps it's an apposite time to
to
start.
go. I catch you later and eat a chicken wing.
Fire the bagpipes up.
So I turn to Cassius and ask him because he saw kind of a bit of a route to start with, just him to kind of point it out.
And Cassius points up and shows the footholds and handholds that he noticed on the way up, and Hibu just comes and lands on your shoulder and just goes.
Nice.
Do you like us?
So nothing can have for that advantage on all of these checks.
Yes.
But you're going to be doing athletics checks as you jump. And now that you can jump from, if you're
Are
taking
you
a running
sure
jump,
you didn't mean acrobatics?
It is pretty acrobatic.
I was thinking that athletics is the climbing
it is
skill.
going
normally.
to be. I think the jumping and the climbing, I think
normally athletics.
probably is more athletic.
What if I
would
were
say,
to
yeah.
try and climb
Is there a kind of acrobatic flourish?
in
you're
an
putting to this?
acrobatic flourish? If I were to try and
parkour.
backflip, yeah, parkour.
Yes. Oh, I'll take that. Absolutely. Acrobatics.
And you get
Yes.
+5 to your checks because you're glowing.
Good stuff, because someone has a +6 acrobatics and -1 athletics. So
Oh wait, hold on a
let's go.
second. Do we want to dribble some liver on this as well?
If you do, you've got +5 on your ability checks with strength, right?
Hold up.
With the giant's toe.
Yeah,
So it would take your strength, your athletics up
To
to
+4.
+4.
Also, can we grind up some liver and get that down her as well, please? What does that do?
Go on. Well, it's an ingredient like any other.
Yeah. So
You did
before
want to
she
add
before she
Quickly. Yeah,
does this,
hastily.
just rub a little bit of ground liver onto the wing,
Yeah. Onto the wing or into the mix?
onto the wing that she's dipped in the mix.
Okay. Fine. The wing begins glowing more intensely.
Why can't we just put it into the...
Well, I wanted to try with this one wing. If
Okay.
it works, we'll put it in the mix.
We want me to die on the fiery waterfall
Yep.
if it doesn't work.
Yeah.
That's noted.
And
Noted.
then you bite the wing.
And then I bite the wing.
You take a second bite.
Yeah.
With the,
Ow.
okay. All of the benefits and effects are doubled.
+10 to your ability checks. That's right, isn't it?
+10 strength, right?
Yeah, +10 to your strength. +10
So
to
plus
strength
9.
ability
In that
checks.
case, then, I'm not going to backflip up the wall anymore. No need. Shouldn't have to.
Sure. So you can now, everything is doubled. So it's +2 to your hit points, +2 to melee damage, quadruple damage to undead,
I wonder if there's a zombie.
Double
up there.
glowing.
double glowing,
Yeah, it makes
20-foot radius.
120 watt bulb.
Yes. And you can now jump from standing 60 feet or running 100 feet in a single bound.
Okay.
We'll take a running start then.
I'm going to take a running start up Cassius's steps that he's made for me because I don't want to offend him by not
welcome.
using them.
That's 105 feet.
Yeah,
You've
let's
got
go.
45 feet to go.
And then I roll a 1. Yeah, so she's a bit nervous.
And remember, you have advantage on everything.
Yes.
Well, on these checks.
And you got Bardic Inspiration. I think you're as
if
buffed
I
as you...
still fuck this up.
Yeah, you're as buffed as you're going to get at this point. And you're covered in fire paste gel.
Trembling with power.
Yeah.
Every step is like this mini explosion echoing around the caravan.
I feel it echoing through me.
Nothing becomes something.
Reality. Osgaren's watching a powered up nothing about to scale a magma fall. Theoretical. Osgaren thinking about the future and the time he gets to sit in a tavern and say, any y'all seen a lubed up tiefling climb a waterfall made of magma? Also reality. Osgaren watching Jacob get ever so quietly angry as he defies yet again an angry fire church. Theoretical, the time in the future, hopefully with a young band of energetic adventurers waiting on his every word, he gets to tell people about how he and his friends defied a god. Ever the bard, our Osgaren.
Everyone knew that this adventure was going to be dangerous as fuck, and we've already had Cassius die, Nothing die, so of course when the party are going to scale a magma fall, then of course they're going to start using their buff abilities to make sure that someone doesn't die. Please don't let anyone die.
Yeah, I think Nothing feels pretty rock and roll. I mean, she's not going to say that, is she? But she's thinking it. Slightly less rock and roll because she's lubed up with fish paste, but we are where we are. Those lot are here and you've got to get to the top quicker, haven't you? You don't want them getting hold of it. So yeah, I think it's sort of a combination of fueled by feeling like she's pretty cool and by annoyance and anger, which is usual for her. So yeah, let's go.
Well, here goes nothing. Eh? Yeah, good. Probably the climbiest tiefling who's ever lived at this point. Just none more climby. Jacob will probably follow hot on her heels, although not too hot, hopefully, because he burned to death on the magma fall.
The sequel.
It's your canonical name when you're buff to fuck something.
Right. Let's go. So she takes a run.
Yep. And you just need I think it's a 10 feet run up, 5 feet run up for a running jump.
Up these stairs?
So yeah.
Up the stairs, yeah.
From a standing start up 5 stairs.
So
Takes a little run up the stairs.
So you're starting 5 feet cleared?
Yeah, so starting 5 foot behind the steps, run up the steps and away we go.
Picture like Michael Jordan in
Space Jam.
Space Jam.
Nice. And you bounce off the stairs up to the 105 feet mark with your running jump, and you see the handhold guided by Hibu.
And Hibu just at the 100 feet just...
It's like a booster, it's like a rocket booster, just falls off.
So acrobatics with advantage.
Good stuff.
And 15 is the number we're looking for.
Oops. So that is 18. Jesus Christ, I only just made it. That's with advantage. I rolled a 2 first time.
You make it. You grapple on. And how is a 19 versus AC?
19 versus AC. It's a hit.
It's a hit. A little flaming hand reaches out of the
Gives you a
magma
little
stream.
tickle.
And it does give you a little tickle, and it grips onto your wrist, and then the rest of you see Nothing burst into flame.
Even though I'm covered in paste?
Yes.
Oh, livid!
So, you do burst into flame, which means you're going to take... It would have been 10 points of fire damage.
Yep.
But half of that, because you're resistant anyway, is
I am
5.
indeed.
And actually with the pace, you're going to take half of that.
So 3.
For only 25% damage. Running down 2.
Oh, rounding down. 2.
Nice.
Lovely.
Just 2 points of fire damage as you see this little grinning demonic face called a Magmin.
A Magmin!
Thanks for listening. Check us out and say hello over on Instagram and Twitter @DragonWingsPod. And if you're feeling particularly festive, leave us a 5-star review on your podcast platform of choice. We love reading them and it really helps us out. Catch you next time.